This episode of After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Thanks for your continued support.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative topical podcast show for adults on the Boss Rush Network. It's your boy, LeRon Dawkins, back in the house tonight, and my wonderful co-hosts are here with us. So let's go ahead and start this in order. First of all, we have the one, the only, the mad pharmacist, Stephanie Klimov. Hello.
Hello.
And we've got Pat PK Powered Klein back in the house.
Hello.
And Mr. Boss Rush Media himself, Corey Dirrig.
Hiya. I feel like I should say something other than hello. I didn't know what to say. I panicked.
Way to break the chain, bro.
I panicked. I said hiya. By the way, side tangent. I know we're not talking about children tonight, but my son started doing the funniest thing. And he's like, I don't know where he found it or where he got it, but he started doing like fake karate moves and going, hiya. Hiya, hiya, and like kicking and punching and like air boxing, and it's funny. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's cute.
And then he like starts knocking things over because he thinks it's funny, and then it doesn't become funny. But it's funny until he starts breaking things.
Yep, sounds like parenthood.
So how's the Wednesday treating everybody?
Great. I'm gonna say great.
Was okay. I got to speak to some fourth graders on their career day virtually about what it's like to be a pharmacist. Obviously, I gave them the sunshine and rainbows version because they're only in fourth grade, but I also told them that I podcast about video games. And I also had my annual review today.
How'd that go?
The good news is it does not sound like I'm getting laid off.
Yay.
Yeah.
The bad news is I did all this extra shit this past year. Like I did a finalist presentation. I did like a bunch of extra things that I typically didn't need to do. Volunteered for these like personal development programs, and I still got your average meets expectations. It's not my boss per se, but she told me that the company never gives out fives because it's a 1 out of 5. Never gives out 5.
My company says the exact same thing. They're like, 5s are never given. It's like, then why do you have them on the scale?
I'm sorry. Like, I don't believe in that mentality. It's sorry. I'm make this real quick. Fucking stupid. If you never give out 5s or you never give out a score, then why the fuck is it there? Sure, you don't want to just hand them out like candy, but if it's there, like, so it just really went up my butt sideways that they don't give out 5s, and then 4s they limited her and just any other leadership, like they can only give out so many 4s. So I told her, I said, it's not you, I love you, you're like the best boss I've ever had, but because of the overall company, how they do things, it's honestly demotivating because now this upcoming year, why do I need to do this mentorship thing or do that leadership program or put in a lot of effort onto this? And she knows my person. She knows I'll still do my job and do my best. But I said, listen, if I did all of this extra in 2023 and I still got your average meets expectations, what's the fucking point?
Exactly. You do your job, you go home. That's the best thing you could ever do.
I know. I'm like, how is this any different than my first year? Because I got the same score as my first year. Are you fucking kidding me? So I was pissed on that end, but I still have to be grateful because she was talking about, I think you're going to be moving to this client in a couple months, which is translation. You're probably not getting laid off, which is good. I got a very tiny raise, but it's still a raise. So I will still be grateful for said tiny raise. So
what's the percentage?
2.
That is way fucking below market. What the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty
Market's
bad.
4.
Yeah, she's like, some people only got 1% raise. I'm like,
What?
oh,
This is why they
oh.
don't get. This is why they don't keep employees. It is like seriously, these day and ages, if you want to actually increase your value, you jump jobs every 2 years.
So,
Like
yeah.
I saw somewhere on TikTok that somebody was saying that somebody was saying like you should never stay at a job for longer than 2 years. Now I'm a Gen Xer and I think that's kind of ridiculous because like how the hell are you ever going to get your 401k to mature and stuff like that? Because like not every company you're inbound to is going to like honor like the full percentage of whatever your 401k is like especially if you have not actually like started using like the Cobra benefits of it, like if you're unemployed for a certain amount of time. But I'm just like, I was like sometimes like I get it, like you will grow in skills as you go from job to job and stuff like that because you'll learn new things or you'll learn a new way to do the same thing you've been doing and things of that nature. But at the same time, I'm like, that looks kind of wild on a fucking resume. You know what I mean?
You know,
It does.
fortunately though, it's you bring up some points. It does look wild on a resume, but at the same time, it's completely the other company's fault. Why would you want to stay at a company that
Agreed.
does not value you?
Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely.
And I do think
Yeah.
as the generations as millennials get older and we got Gen Z entering the workforce, I think it's going to be more common to see that on resumes, so it's going to be less of a stigma. Because I'm kind of a bridge between both because I grew up with the mentalities you want to find that right job where you just fucking stay there for years. And that's how I was raised as my mentality. But like when I see this, I'll admit the temptation is there. I'm like, I can't even keep up with inflation with this raise. Like, what the hell, man? Like, I'm not asking for much, but hey, whatever.
My mom
Yeah.
had worked for the same company for over 35 years. She made one mistake and they fired her.
Yeah, that happens too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like the job market's so fickle and stuff like that. And things have to change. Like and like hopefully as Gen Zers and all that stuff, like like get into the workplace and stuff. Like we will see these changes and stuff happening. But I also feel like to Pat's point, like these companies don't give a fuck about you. you know,
Mm-mm.
and I was unemployed for 3 years after I lost my job at GameStop because like I had such a diverse ass fucking resume, like it was ridiculous, and it was in the middle of the '08 recession, and everyone was looking at me like we're not hiring you, like you as soon as you find something that makes more money, you're out, you
Mm.
know, yeah, and it was one of those things. It's kind of insane, but we got we got nuts ass like job economy. We got nuts ass fucking like financial economy. We got nuts ass fucking housing economy and stuff like that. Like everything is just getting fucking wild. And like some days when I see hashtag eat the rich, I'm like fuck yeah.
Which look mighty
Sorry, that was
tasty
my
right now.
little rant slash not
Oh,
rant.
thanks. You
So
got me. Yeah, thanks. You got me ranting with my sinus infection.
yeah, but it was a little bit of good with a little bit of disappointment.
No,
At least,
that's completely disappointment. Honestly, I say look for a
yeah,
different
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Hey, look, the bright side is you're not getting fired. The bad side is we're not going to pay you either.
We're not going to pay you your worth.
So that's sad. That's how I view things. I'm like, oh, I'm just grateful. Well, to be fair, though, like the pharmacy industry is not really as secure as it used to be. Like I kind of am on LinkedIn for shits and giggles, and not much out there. So
Yeah, I was about to say unless you're in the side of pharmaceutical where you're actually like what is it like when you're the one that's actually like going to doctors' offices and getting them to like prescribe like the drugs and stuff. Like if you're not on that part of pharmacy, I don't think it's that glorious. I mean, I will say this though, you are helping to save people's lives though with what you do behind the counter, because like I know you have to tell people exactly how they're supposed to take their medication, what they should and should not do, and sometimes you give unsolicited advice. You know, it's like, hey, like I see you got this going on. You may want to talk to your doctor about this. You know.
Yeah, but
Things
no
of that
one
nature.
listens to pharmacists. This is why I'm so frustrated with my job. No one ever fucking listens to the pharmacist. No one gives a
I
fuck.
would listen. I would listen to any pharmacist that tells me like your doctor is over medicating you. Like you need a second opinion. I would listen to any pharmacist that says some shit like that. I would listen to
I
any
wish
pharmacist
my
that said,
pharmacist would say that to me. Because I
Mm.
well,
feel like
most of
half my
well,
medications do
a lot of
shit.
them, a lot of them won't, because like they're afraid to lose their job. Because like if someone goes back to their doctor, for example, says the pharmacist want me to talk to you and ask a few more questions about this medication. You know, like depending on the doctor can immediately figure out like where they're going to get their meds at and stuff like that. You know, look at their where they get their prescriptions filled at. And, you know, like there could be a conversation with somebody at up in upper management and stuff. You
Oh,
know.
whatever.
No,
Fuck that.
I've heard some a-hole doctors out there, and
Oh, I've dealt with a-hole doctors that have called me at my pharmacy and want to speak to my manager and my manager's manager, and yeah.
like, aren't
So,
you the manager?
I told you the story where one time I pissed off some lady customer and she asked to speak to the manager, and I said I was the manager, and that was not enough. She says, "Well, then I want to speak to your manager." I'm like, okay, well. So here's hoping that
Look,
video games editor position works out.
at that point, I just let the bitch have her fucking fentanyl or whatever the fuck she's hooked on.
Dude, it was for her daughter's acne medication.
Okay.
Well, that's where I went wrong. I said, "Hey, you know what? At least it's just for pimples." And she'd not like how I said that. But it's true. It's not like your cancer medication, okay? Like if she
Yeah.
needs an extra day for me to fill the stupid fucking pimple medicine, it's gonna be okay. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, life's great.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.
Well,
Sorry?
bad.
How's y'all's Wednesday?
Corey loves his job. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
I didn't mean that facetiously.
I know.
I know you love your job.
Oh, did anyone file their taxes yet? I filed my taxes. I'm going to get some money back for my solar panels, but then that has to go straight to paying for my solar panels.
I haven't done my taxes yet because I already know I owe money. Like when you get a fucking 1099, like you don't ever get money back.
It's fair.
Mm.
My wife said she did our taxes, so I'm gonna believe her and say that we did them.
Actually, I kind of previewed what my taxes are going to look like, and I actually might get some money back, which is kind of scary because last 2 years I paid, and I'm like, okay, what changed? You know, like I didn't apply for a PPP loan, like so what changed?
You mean like you got nothing back or you owed money?
I owed money.
That should never happen.
Well, no. 1090 people who get 1090. I don't get a regular W-2. I get a 1099, which means technically I'm paid as a contractor or a freelancer.
Right.
So I have to like actually govern like how my money goes in, and I've been advised like, you know what, maybe do my taxes biannually or even quarterly, but I'm like, quarterly, like you have to be making a certain sum of money, like, you know, like we joke about it, but if I was on OnlyFans making OnlyFans money, yeah, I'd be doing it every quarter, you know, because what I would do is and shit, technically I might do that if the whole YouTube thing becomes a thing. I might turn myself into an S corp. That way I can start getting some kickbacks, you know. And you know, like getting some changes on like how the tax laws are, but you know, but like a lot of people who get 1099, I think it's Ks, and there's another one. I got 1099K this year, and I got a regular 1099 last year. So I'm like, what changed? And I looked at like my wages. I was like, oh, that changed. That's why there's a different letter at the end of my number. Yeah, and also the fact that like I do all my transactions through PayPal, so there's that, because Uncle Sam going to get his money,
Mm.
yeah. Even when you claim like like either the most minimal or the most max, like claiming status and stuff like that, but yeah. So yeah, I haven't been in a hurry to do my taxes yet. I still got a month and a half to do my taxes.
It's true. Taxes, they're fun, right?
Yeah, I kind of miss the days when I kind of miss the days when I would get a whole bunch of money back. But then I learned from talking to like some financial advisors and stuff like that. Like if you're getting like a cool 1,000 back from the IRS, that means they took too much money out of your check during the year and stuff like that. You need to adjust what you claim. Um, you know from what I've heard from like some of the advisors I talked to, like if you owe like a little bit of money, like under $100, then you've actually claimed everything you did correctly on your taxes, and the IRS is just missing out on something. They're literally catching up on something they missed out on, and vice versa. If you're getting money back, if it's a small amount of money back, then yeah, you're doing everything right as far as your W-4 and how you claim things. But they say once when it comes to the IRS giving you back money, once you get over a certain amount of hundreds of dollars, then you let them take away too much money. Which like we complain now about how like the IRS is always getting our money and stuff like that. So like, are we at fault for giving them that much damn money or what? Well, I got a question, sir. Talking about taxes.
Mhm.
When you get a tax return back, do you do practical stuff with it, or do you shop?
Well, the last couple tax returns we've gotten back, we've been putting towards our house, so that's
Okay. Well, that's worthwhile enough. Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of what we've been doing with it.
All of my returns go to bills. Always.
That's one thing. Like unless it's a bill that I'm just trying to like eradicate. Unless it's a bill I'm trying to eradicate, like I usually do not put my tax return towards bills. Either it goes into the bank, or it goes into something that not so much something that I want to do, like fund money or whatnot, but something that like I planned for, something like that.
Mm. What are you, Pat?
Yeah.
Pat, what about you? Pat, what about you?
Lately I have not been getting much of a tax return, so it doesn't I get some money from the Fed, but for some reason the state never seems to take enough out of mine, and so I usually end up just kind of breaking even with my taxes. Before though, I used to use it to travel to and visit friends when I had the government take way too much money and basically gave them a free loan. Isn't it funny how they charge you interest if you short pay them, but you don't get any interest in return for, letting them take too much taxes?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Man, taxes. What a ripoff.
Don't get my son started on taxes.
Bring him on. Let's talk to him about some taxes.
No, he'll start crying again.
Your son is way too young to be freaking about taxes. What are you telling that poor boy?
Nothing. He just asked me what they are one day, and I said, you just give a portion of what you make to the government who quote unquote uses money for stuff like repairing roads. And then one night he just got really upset and started crying, and that he didn't like the government because it was going to steal his money.
Tell him. Okay, so this is how you counteract it, because he's so young. Like this might be his origin story. Like you tell him, like if you do not like the way like taxes are handled right now, like put yourself into a position to where you wind up being rich, and guess what? Then they can't take that money from you because guess what? Even though us dumbass Democrats are always talking about how the rich should pay their equal share of taxes, they're never going to fucking do it.
Oh, it was more like kind of well, I talked about like the more money you make, the more money the government takes. And then my son geniusly got this idea. He goes, okay, well then I'm not going to work and not make any money. And then the government will give me money. I'm like, what the hell?
No,
He's smart.
that's like the biggest fucking Republican talking point. They're like
But I didn't say that.
I know
He's using kid logic. That's kid logic. He's like, well,
kid logic is the best.
So he's like, all right, well then I just won't work at all. So they can't take any money and then they need to give me money. I'm like,
Well,
Anyway.
Take notes, everybody.
Wait till you tell them about credit. Woo!
Yeah, my kid is 8 going on 80. So, anyway, taxes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we came here to talk about was taxes.
Well, it's still a pretty viable
you guys
topic.
reminded me I needed to download my tax software
Mm,
because I have one of those automatically renewing ones.
we had TurboTax or something.
Yeah, which, I really don't need the version I'm using anymore because I used to do other people's taxes, but, mine are not as complicated. So, but I still have, like, the business one being automatically renewed.
Mm.
Oh, well. One day I'll learn to take it off, like all my other automatically renewing subscriptions. Do you guys have any subscriptions that you just keep letting auto renew even though you never use it?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep trying, like, by the time I realize it's kind of too late, and I'm like, fine, I'll do one more year. And then that one more year happens. And then I'm like, damn it, fine, one more year. Yeah. Like one time.
I'm surprised that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I'll just give one example. Sorry. I think, Pat, you helped me. Like when PlayStation was hard to get during like COVID, whatever. And then finally there was PS5s available at BJ's. And I didn't have a BJ's membership. I'm like, fine. So I signed up for a BJ's membership, got my PS5, wrote down the date when it auto renews, and then I forgot. And then 2 days later after the year, it auto renews. So I'm like, I guess I have another year of BJ's membership.
Yeah.
Anyway.
For me, it's the gym membership. Like I tried to actually like unsubscribe, and like I have to literally go to the gym to unsubscribe it. It's like, what the hell?
Gyms are pretty bad.
Yeah.
LeRon, what were you saying?
What was I saying? It left my brain. It's okay.
Subscriptions, things on repeat. Pat, when I last was at a gym, like I not only had to go to the gym, but they had I had to write a letter and do this, that, the other thing. I'm like, this is the biggest fucking scam. I am never going to a gym again in my life.
Yeah, that's what we had to do, was write a letter to cancel ours. It's ridiculous.
There are definitely some things in the subscription world that they really go out of their way to make it hard. And you know what? That makes me like, if there were any chance of me getting back with that subscription service, it already leaves like a sour taste in my mouth. It actually does impact my view of the company if they go out of their way to make it impossible to unsubscribe. And I do believe we live in a very subscription-based society, and it adds up. Like I was on Misfit Market for a while for groceries, Grove Collaborative for like clean cleaning, like environmentally friendly cleaning. Then there's your video game subscription services. Then there's your TV subscription services. I'm like, holy shit, I'm subscribed to like fucking everything.
Yeah, I've been trying to go through my subscriptions to see what I should and shouldn't cancel, and I almost canceled my PlayStation Plus, but good thing I didn't.
Cloud.
Yeah, God, that's how they get you, man.
That's
how they
what
get
that's
you.
what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I'm surprised I have not renewed my PlayStation Plus. Like,
I would
but
die if I
I
didn't
don't.
have my cloud.
I don't. See,
Ron,
right
if
now,
you
I guess
let it lapse, but then you resubscribe, do you still get
yeah,
your original
everything
cloud
that
information?
was
Okay.
there. They keep that stuff in the servers for quite a few years.
Yeah,
So
I think
yeah,
it's like 5 years.
everything that was there, everything that's there, you get back to it, including all your previous purchased or like previous. When I say purchased, I mean like the PlayStation Plus stuff, the free stuff that you get, like all that stuff comes back as well. Yeah, because it's all attached to your PlayStation ID.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I mean, in all honesty, like right now with and like this is gonna sound like such a big like fucking gripe right now, like I don't understand why Sony raised the price of PlayStation Plus. I really don't. I really
To
don't.
compete with
And that's and
Did you
Microsoft.
see their financials that just came out?
yeah, which means it's probably going to go up again, and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like I feel like the thing that we did as gamers, and I know I know this is after dark, and we're talking about adult stuff, but this kind of matters because like this is a subscription service and stuff that funnels out our money directly out of our wallets and stuff like that. The worst thing that we did was let them con us into saying like, hey, like the only way you're going to be able to play video games online is to buy our service. We let them con us into that stuff because guess what, like like all these games, a lot of these games are available on PC, and with the exception of like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 11 and a few others, nobody asked for fucking money to be able for
You
you
have
to be able to play your shit online.
you have to pay for Final Fantasy 14
Well,
for
that's what I'm saying.
Xbox. No, for
Well,
on
yeah,
Xbox
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to pay.
yeah,
No,
but
you
just
have to
because
pay for gold.
yeah, you have to pay for gold, plus you still have to pay a subscription.
Which
So,
on PlayStation you don't have to pay for Plus to play online,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is ridiculous.
yeah. So I mean, like it's the longest con, like and like I said, like I don't understand why Sony, rose their price. Like what was it, like a 35% raise? I think it was. Was
Something
that
like that.
It was
Something ridiculous.
substantial.
Yeah, and
Oh,
just like Nintendo Switch Online came out, and like the pricing seems so fucking wild compared to like what the regular when the expansion pack came out, like that price seems so wild. Like nobody predicted that it was going to be as much as it was. And to my credit, it's still to its credit, it's still the cheapest one out there and stuff like that. But at the same
Mhm.
time, like still when they threw that number out there, everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
I, I think $50 a year is cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
50 bucks. 50 bucks a year
for
is
what they
50 bucks
give
a
you,
year
that's
is
pretty
It's
good.
it's so
50 bucks
it's
a
so
year is
funny.
cheap.
It's so funny too because like remember Pat, I think you brought this up on the Bosworth podcast, but like or maybe you brought it up earlier tonight. I don't remember. It's been a long day. But like when Xbox tried to raise their subscription price and everybody flipped out. Well, guess what? They changed the name of it and still did it anyway. It still costs $10 a month now. So they still did it. And nobody noticed because they called it Game Pass Core now instead of and it's so funny because the middle tier of Game Pass, like just regular Game Pass, doesn't give you online play. So you either have to go down to core, which you don't get Game Pass games. You get like the 20 selected titles that Xbox picks for you, or you have to subscribe to Ultimate to get to play online. And you don't, at that middle tier, you don't get online play. And it's hilarious. Like, what are you doing? Oh, man, these subscription services. Ah, man. Seriously, though, I have too many.
Yeah, I've got some subscription services that I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Hey, but the one subscription service I'm not gonna let go of is my fucking YouTube Premium.
Yeah, see, I don't have that. So it's the nice thing though, well, nice is that like if you are a Hulu, because we pay whatever Hulu's cable services, whatever their equivalent is, where we get like live TV and stuff.
You've got Hulu TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got the Hulu and the Disney Plus stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you pay for that, you get Disney Plus in your bundle.
Oh.
So like, and that's changing
Wait.
in March, I think.
If you get Hulu TV, you get Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. And they're all going to be part of the same app now. And if you pay like something like $5 more, you get the ESPN Plus bundle with it, which I don't care. Like the only thing that's worth watching on there is the 30 for 30 documentaries, which are really interesting, even if you're not into sports. But like, I don't care about any of that stuff. So, although YouTube is like really pushing you to pay for YouTube Premium or YouTube Red or whatever to get rid of ads, because there's like an ad like every 2 minutes on every video.
Mm-hmm.
And I still let those ads go because I really like every once in a while I'll do like a subscription I'll attempt to do a subscription purge while I keep a list or try to refresh my list of subscriptions, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it's breaking the bank a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of some of them. And part of me is like, well, just as an example, I don't think I would ever do this, although I've contemplated it. Like if I just got rid of one of my gaming systems, well, that eliminates my spending on in an entire ecosystem and on a subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
But I like video games too much, so I'm not doing that.
Oh, I get it. Like I have Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. At one point, I had an NSO, like the Nintendo subscription. I have Game Pass Ultimate and PS Plus Extra. I'm like, holy shit, I can't. Like, I need to let one go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's probably an upcoming topic on one of our Boss Rush podcasts. But like, I'm going to be honest with you. I think PlayStation Extra is a better deal than Xbox Game Pass.
I believe so as well.
In terms of just like the quality of the games that you get or the size of the games that you get, they just added like Assassin's Creed Valhalla to it and like some of these other larger games to it. I'm like, man, this is like I was scrolling through that because I was playing around playing Final Fantasy VII Remake before I decided to play the original first. And I'm like scrolling around the extra tier. And I'm like, man, there's so many games on here. Like it's ridiculous. And I'm like scrolling through Xbox Game Pass. I'm like, yeah, you get Xbox first party games. And like, yeah, there's some Ubisoft games on here. And, there's some great games on Game Pass. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just like,
bro, you can get Bluey on Game Pass now.
I know. I'm very excited. I'm gonna go 1K it. It takes 2 hours. But I'm just like, I think for the types of games that I like to play and just like the sheer kind of amount, I think the PlayStation Extra tier is probably better than Game Pass. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. My opinion, I like the Game Pass better because the games that I do play on PlayStation typically don't go on the PlayStation Extra. So,
yeah. But I would argue
argument.
I would argue that you and I are two very different gamers, though.
Yes, I would agree.
You know what's one subscription where thankfully it's not that expensive, but I have that subscription purely for one show only, and people would laugh like, why would you pay for a subscription just for like one show, not for like the whole ecosystem that it provides? It is hold on. Is it Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus?
No. Sorry. Discovery Plus.
Oh.
Discovery Plus, because it's got 90 Day Fiance on it. Sorry.
Well, I subscribed to Apple TV for Ted Lasso, and that was it. And then I haven't canceled it. I'm kind of hoping that there's a 4th season coming, but also there's a show that my wife wants to watch on there, so we haven't canceled it yet. But they raised the price from $6 a month to $11 a month, and I'm like, not that $5 is a lot of money, but you add it up, It's a lot of
I was
money.
gonna say, if you add just entertainment subscriptions, I'm pretty sure at this point it's the same, if not more expensive, back when everyone used to just purchase cable. Like I feel like in the beginning, not doing cable and having a subscription service was cheaper, more affordable. Now I just feel like with so many, you're probably paying more than cable.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'm really like I'm gonna subscribe to Paramount Plus for 1 month when Halo is over because I hear the second season is really good.
I haven't started watching it yet.
Yeah, I heard the second season is like amazing. Like I liked the first season, but nobody really cared about the first season. I think
Mhm.
LeRon and I are the only two that talked positively about that first season.
Was that where the phrase "master cheeks" came from?
Hmm.
Yeah.
He.
They show Master Chief naked, and his
Oh
his
yeah.
butt cheeks are out.
Diggity.
Although so far they said Master Chief takes another shower and there's no cheeks in this one. So
What? Then
man.
how can it be better?
Oh man, the gays and the women are rioting.
it's so funny though, because I can't ever since I found this out, I can't stop thinking about the guy that plays Master Chief was Pornstache in Orange is the New Black. And I just can't unsee it.
Mm.
The corrupt cop with the
Are you?
fade.
That was him.
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah. Yeah. That was funny. Anyways, unsubscribe everybody except to our Patreon. Please subscribe.
Exactly.
It's only $1. It's less than your Paramount Plus membership and it's higher quality.
That is literally one lunch that you have to miss an entire year to pay for a full month or full year's worth of.
Yeah, I think we're at,
and we provide all the entertainment, video games, and adult stuff.
Adult stuff, yes.
We are the premier adult entertainment site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard of Brazzers? Well, Boss
No, do not.
Rushers. Bossers.
Sure, yeah. We should do another sultry reading soon.
I know.
We're
I was
due.
thinking about that earlier. I was actually going through like my Switch library and like going through the great deals section, and like half of the games in there are like Hentai Lover Golf 3 or whatever, and then it's just like there's no golf in this game. Why did you call it golf? There's no golf. No golf. But I think we should read descriptions of like terrible hentai Switch games.
Yep. I'm in.
Oh man. Good times. Good times. Who plays those games? Can somebody email us or tweet at us or whatever form of communication? Tell us.
Ed played those.
Sure, but I don't want Ed's opinion. It scares me.
I think I did purchase one. I think it was called Prison Princess or something because it was on sale and I was curious. But I feel like this is what a lot of those like hentai games. They're not like really like you're there and then you like dialogue and then you click things and then they make moany noises and then there's like still images of them in their panties. I'm like, okay, I could go to Pornhub and have a much better experience than this, but okay.
Sounds like a lot of work for an image. It sounds like it's like when you used to download like LimeWire or whatever, and you would like wait 20 minutes for a very doctored image of like, I don't know, some celebrity with some fake body on them, and it like nowhere near was real, but like, yeah, finally.
I still haven't played Perky Little Things. I should probably play that and let y'all know how that is.
Yeah, we should do
really
that.
Masterful art book that it came with, by the way. Lots of detail.
Yes.
Down to the finest hair.
Finest hair, finest vein. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's the shading?
Oh god.
Oh, shades there. Color, full color.
Ooh.
Many different themes. So. Anyway.
I know we talked about this before, but should we just make like an After Dark channel where we just talk about all this stuff all the time and like small form things?
Sure.
I know we kind of talked about an entertainment
Why
channel,
not?
but I don't know. It was just, anyways.
Anyways,
Food for
Does
thought.
anyone have a
Dramatic
channel that
moments.
reviews porn?
Sure.
Like,
Huh.
you know, they watch it and then they critique it, and you know, I wonder if those exist.
Yeah.
I think that'd
Sure.
be kind of funny.
Should be. We should do it. New YouTube kind of venture. No one's doing it. We are. That should be our catchphrase.
No one's doing it but us.
Yeah. Oh, that means two things.
New slogan: We came first.
Oh God.
Hey. There we go. We got LeRon the lab. Look at him.
Anyone
Aw.
that comes after us is a sloppy second.
Oh, God.
Man. Good times.
With that, I think we need to let LeRon go to bed.
Yeah. LeRon's gonna be thinking long and hard about this one.
Heyo.
All right, everyone. That's going to be a wrap for tonight's episode. Wow.
Oh man.
Oh God, I have to drain my sinuses before I go to bed. Oh my God. All right. Thanks to everyone out there who's been watching or listening to Blossers After Dark, the alternative topical podcast for adults here on the Blossers Network. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor, leave a 5-star rating and a nice review on the podcast on any of the podcast services you're checking us out on, or you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're out there and like the video. Give us a like. All this really helps with our discoverability as well as our visibility. If you listen to the preceding Boss Rush podcast episode, we talked about a lot of that stuff, discoverability and just being a content creator and stuff like that. Yes, content creator, take that for whatever way you want to take it. All right, but anyway, I love you guys. Pat, Stephanie, Corey, I love you guys.
Love you too.
I
Feel
don't
better.
love I don't love the sinus infection I have, but I love you guys. All right, we're out of here. We will see you next time for an all new episode of Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the network. We're out. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.